It can be titillating or triumphant, sacred or a star's gown. The shimmer of gold has entranced us throughout history. Matthew Yokobosky, curator of the Solid Gold exhibit at Brooklyn Museum, says our attraction to it goes back millennia, in one case 2,400 years.
This is the Brooklyn Hoard, and this is a group of gold objects that were found together in a tomb.
Is that what a hoard is?
Yes, typically it's a burial of gold objects.
Items that were buried had a much better chance of lasting into modern times because gold has so often been melted down and used in new ways.
Gold is a wonderful metal because it doesn't corrode, it doesn't rust. This is an example from the 14th century, and what happened was gold coins from that time, florins, were melted down and pounded out, and they became the halos, the sun, behind these spiritual figures.
Victory has often been celebrated with the precious metal.
This wreath is actually very important. It's one of only 4 fully extant gold wreaths in the world. These were the kind of wreaths then that became associated with the Olympics, the ancient Olympics, and then the current Olympics. And here is actually a dress that was worn by Aya Nakamura at the opening of the Paris Olympics.
There are many stunning fashions with the color gold.
The exhibition includes many great fashion designs, including Demna at Balenciaga. We have a beautiful ball gown of gold lame, as well as a liquid gold column dress. Works from Christian Dior, including Maria Grazia Chiori's, and Yves Saint Laurent from the early 1970s through the 80s, and New York fashion designers, the Blondes.
They're famous for dressing superstar performers, and gold is one of their go-to looks. The exhibit also has some mentions of Egypt.
So this is a portrait of Elizabeth Taylor from 1963 when she was at her height of her worldwide fame because she had just starred in the film Cleopatra with Richard Burton. And she recurs throughout the exhibition, both in terms of fashion by Balenciaga, as well as jewelry by Cartier. We've always associated gold as something of value, something that we should safekeep. And it's why if you're getting married, you get a gold ring. It symbolizes eternity. In Asia, oftentimes the bride wears gold or red. This particular gold veil is from 1925 from the area of Jodhpur in India.
Gold was used in the Middle Ages in books.
This is a book of hours from 1425, which includes prayers that one would say throughout the day. The illustrations are gold leaf on vellum, which is leather, so it lasts longer than paper.
Gold, of course, has global appeal, as in these works from Japan.
This is a pair of folding screens we see from 1630 of the festivals. These were all made before the invention of electricity. So if you had a dimly lit home and you had a gold leaf folding screen, it would reflect the sunlight and brighten the room.
Some modern artists have work on display, including a sculpture by Mark Quinn imagining model Kate Moss in an eye-catching yoga pose. There's also a wall of gold bars.
This is a new work by the artist Zavik Sadikian. Each of these is made from plaster that's gold leafed. And if all of these bars were solid gold, this would represent $1 billion.
Because of the money real gold brings, there are hundreds of active gold mines throughout the world, and visuals from a documentary, The Salt of the Earth, show that mining for it has long been dangerous and deadly. The allure of gold for some young people has echoes in history.
This is pre-Columbian gold. But what I thought would be interesting is if we were able to create a conversation between contemporary grills, which our younger audience knows.
For their teeth.
For their teeth, yes, and they also relate back to these earlier depictions of gold teeth.
Why are we so dazzled by gold?
There's many different metals on the periodic table, but we keep going to gold. It's not platinum, which is more rare, or titanium even. People have something that's primordial that they associate gold with the sun, and that continues our relationship, our bond.
The exhibit runs through July 6th. It's definitely a treasure. I'm Donna Hanover for Arts in the City.